truth is that, like, I think it will always rear its ugly head, and I have to literally be there to talk to that specific part of my brain that's still healing itself. Cause
what do you say?
Like, for me,
what is the process? Yeah.
I'll literally ask myself, is this the insecure you? Is this the trauma-infused 7-year-old you? Is this the trauma, you know what I mean? Like, I have to ask myself, like, which part of this is
Kelly Rowland recently broke down in tears as she opened up about painful parts of her past. For years, people have quietly talked about her living in Beyoncé's shadow, going through an abusive relationship, and even strange rumors about her. Now Kelly is finally speaking her truth. Hearing her voice, the hurt she carried in silence for so long is emotional, and it makes people see her strength in a whole new way.
Hands were shaking. I had tears in my eyes. I was like, what just happened?
Kelly Rowland was born in Atlanta, and her childhood came with many struggles. Her mother, Doris, left Kelly's father due to serious problems in their relationship. After that, Kelly and her mom moved to Houston, Texas, looking to start over. That's where everything changed. She met Beyoncé, and the two became so close that Kelly eventually moved in with Beyoncé's family. Beyoncé's mom treated her like her own daughter. Soon after, the girls formed a group called Girls Time, which later became Destiny's Child. They worked hard from a young age, facing setbacks like losing on Star Search and getting dropped by their first label. When Beyoncé's dad became their manager, things turned around. They got signed and blew up. But even with the group's huge success, most of the attention stayed on Beyoncé. Kelly was often pushed to the background. People constantly reminded her that she wasn't the star, even though she gave it her all. While the public focused on the spotlight, Kelly was silently dealing with deep emotional struggles. Feeling overlooked and unappreciated despite being part of something so big.
Beyonce, who do you want to work with in the studio that you haven't worked with?
We actually want to work with Michael Jackson or Stevie Wonder or one of the wonderful legends.
In 2013, Kelly Rowland released a powerful song called Dirty Laundry, and it completely shocked fans. This wasn't just another emotional track. It was her way of finally opening up about the abuse and pain she'd been carrying for years. In the song, Kelly talked about being in a damaging relationship with a man who broke her down mentally, emotionally, and physically. She never mentioned his name, but her words made it clear how badly she had been hurt. She felt lost, like she didn't even know who she was anymore. Recording that song was incredibly hard for her. Kelly admitted she cried so much during the process that she couldn't even stay in the studio when it was played back. It was that painful. One line that really got people's attention was when she admitted to feeling jealous of Beyoncé. Not because she hated her, but because she was hurting so much. She said while Beyoncé was thriving, she was struggling to keep it together. It was a raw moment of honesty that made people see Kelly in a new light. Then, fans began focusing on something else: rumors about Kelly's son, Titan. Some people online started comparing his looks to Jay-Z, and many thought they saw a strong resemblance between Titan and Jay-Z's daughter, Blue Ivy. These comparisons sparked a theory that Titan might secretly be Jay-Z's child. Things got even more suspicious after a red carpet event where Jay-Z's reaction to seeing Kelly was unusually emotional. Almost like he hadn't seen her in a long time. To be clear, Kelly is married to Tim Weatherspoon, and he is listed as Titan's father. Childhood photos of Tim show he also shares facial features with Titan. So, logically, the rumors should have ended there, but they didn't. Despite no real proof, people kept bringing it up, and each time Kelly shared a new photo of her son, the internet lit up again. It became one of those wild theories that just wouldn't die, especially because Jay-Z had already been accused of hiding a child in the past. That situation involved a man named Ramir Satterthwaite. His mother claimed she had a relationship with Jay-Z back in the early 90s and that Jay was his real father. A DNA test later proved that the man listed on Ramir's birth certificate wasn't his biological dad. Ramir and his godmother tried to get Jay-Z to take a paternity test, but according to them, he kept dodging it. They even claimed his legal team used shady tactics to shut the case down and silence them. Jay-Z never addressed it directly, and it added more fuel to the fire for people who already believed the Titan rumors. But Kelly's challenges didn't stop with rumors. Years later, Beyoncé's dad, Matthew Knowles, shared that back when Destiny's Child was just starting out, Kelly and Beyoncé were harassed while touring with another group, Jagged Edge. The girls were only 16, and the men involved were in their 20s. Matthew said the girls called him from the tour bus because they felt unsafe. He immediately removed those men from the tour. But the incident was never talked about again. Kent was swept under the rug. Even after all that, Kelly kept smiling for the cameras, performing and showing up strong, while privately dealing with situations no young woman should ever have to face. And just when she thought things were quieting down, social media turned on her for commenting on Chris Brown's post. She simply congratulated him for breaking a record while she was in Australia, unaware of the controversy surrounding his recent music. Later explained she didn't know the full story, but by then the internet had already decided she was in the wrong. To make matters worse, scammers even used her name online to trick people out of money. It seemed like no matter how much she gave or how real she tried to be, there was always another storm waiting. Kelly Rowland's journey has been full of hidden pain, strength, and a constant fight to be seen for who she truly is. One of the most touching parts of Kelly Rowland's life is about her father. She didn't see him for 30 years, 3 whole decades without contact. As a child, she felt like he had left her behind, and that pain followed her for years. When she became a mother, something inside her changed. She began thinking about forgiveness and wanted to reconnect. Surprisingly, it was Jay-Z who encouraged her to reach out. That little nudge made a big difference. When Kelly finally met her dad again, it was emotional and honest. They sat down and talked for hours. She said all the anger she'd held on to just faded away. It wasn't about pointing fingers anymore, she just wanted peace. This moment wasn't for attention or headlines. It was for her own healing and to give her son a better future. Kelly's not chasing drama, she's choosing growth and sharing her truth with the world. Ask ChatGPT.
Oh my God.